This mobile test fixture was designed to facilitate the exploration of electronics and plumbing concepts used to collect solar heated water.
So the first thing you want to do is install our the number one platform on the bottom here, right where these holes are. So you line up the single hole. This is, just remember this, the single hole, this is the first thing that you want to do. Okay, if you get this right, the rest of it should flow pretty easily. So all we have to do is slide this right into the notch here. Now it's much better if you have somebody help you do this. If you do it by yourself, it's a little more difficult. And you want to place it against a wall. Okay, so we have our first assembly in place. We have our number one platform lined up with our left leg subassembly. Okay, now we're ready to install our right leg subassembly on the first platform, the bottom platform. So all we have to do is pick this up and put it on this leg support. That's why it's really nice if you get somebody to help you do this. Okay, let's give it a try. There we go. Now, before we put our number two platform in place, we want to stabilize this a little more. Now, like I said, if you have somebody helping you do this, it's not such a problem. If you don't have somebody helping you, we have our little helper here. This is a little support. I'll show you this in a second. Okay, so this is like a little support shim that we put on the bottom, and that just holds the test fixture in place. Now you notice there's two sides of this, and one side has the hinges, and you want to put the hinge side, that'll go in the front. Okay, so now, as you can see, it looks a little flimsy right now. That's why we're going to be putting some supports on to prevent it from swaying back and forth. These will be our front cross supports, and you'll see that one side is painted and the other side is not painted. The side that's painted will be the side that faces, that you'll be able to see after the test fixture is assembled. All right, so let's start with the left cross support. Notice it has a single hole drilled in the corner of the cross support. Now we put the lag bolt in like this and leave a little bit sticking out because we want to line that up with the hole that's already pre-drilled here. Now let's see if you can see this. Yeah, put this over here. I need a cameraman also. You want to be a cameraman? All right. That should work. All right. So we have our lag bolt in here. There's a little tab hanging out. So we want to line that up with the hole in here. I'm going to find it. It's right about there. You see it. All right, this is a 3/8 lag bolt. It's about 4 inches long. All right, this is just going to prevent our test fixture from wobbling all over the place. All right. That helps already. We've got to do a little more than that. So let's put the one on the right-hand side in. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is install our cross supports on the back of the test fixture. And these are the back cross supports. Notice that one has 2 notches in it and the other one has 1 notch. Well, a little mess here, but basically 1 notch and 2 notches. So you'll also see notches on the back of the test fixture itself. All right, on this side you can see 2 notches, so we'll put this one here, one with 2 notches, and the one with a single notch we'll put on the right-hand side. Okay, let's first install the one with the single notch. This should be fairly straightforward type stuff. Anyway, I don't know why we're even bothering to do this. I'm sure you can handle it. So we start our lag bolt like this. I just let it protrude a little bit, just so we can find the hole that it's supposed to go in. And we'll line up our notch, find the single notch here. That's the hard part, see? Now, if you get somebody to help you, it's not so hard. What life's all about, see? Okay. There. Now that notch is lined up pretty good. Okay. Now, you have another lag bolt that's going to go in the bottom. Line it up the best you can. There we go. All right. Okay, we have both our back cross supports in place. So you can see this was the first one that we put in. Notice the notch lines up nicely. So that helps us align our screws, but you want to, your lag bolts I should say, but be sure to let just a small part of the lag bolt protrude so you can line it up with the hole. I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, so these are our back cross supports. Now, oh, I forgot to tell you, be sure to use a washer on each of these lag bolts, otherwise it'll embed itself into the wood and you won't be able to tighten it. Okay, and also on the ends you want to put a lag bolt, a shorter one. I think it's 2 inches, so you'll have one. You might have 3 on each side. Okay, all right, so you know how that works. All right, so now our test fixture is nice and stiff. We can roll it around and put it wherever we want. Now the next thing we want to do though is we're going to put this test fixture against a solid wall, because we're going to install our final platform. This is the platform upon which the collectors and the PV panel will rest. And we're going to install it so that the hinge side faces the front. This is the hinge side. Okay. Okay, we're all ready with our test fixture. We have all the cross supports in place. Now the next thing we want to do is install our top platform. This is the platform upon which the collectors and the PV panel will rest. And it has hinges on this side so we can adjust the angle. So what we want to do is have the hinge side of this platform facing front. Okay, so just a matter of putting it up here. Like I said, it's nice if you had somebody to help you. Okay, there we So you can see the hinges. Now you want to line those up nice. And you don't want to slide these hinges around on the floor and hang them all up. Okay, so be careful how you handle these platforms. All right, so here's the hinge pins. So I just want to put those in here. This one goes here and this one goes here. Now, you might need a little help with a hammer or something to put them in. But be sure you line them up right before you start hanging. You might have to pick it up a little and wiggle it around. If you don't have any experience putting hinges in place, you might want to get somebody that can help you with that. That's all there is to it. All right. So now our hinge pins are in place, and that's good because we want to be able to elevate our platform to adjust it at various angles so that we can get the most possible amount of sunlight. Now the adjustment is set up for between 20 degrees and 50 degrees. So it's like this. You can elevate it even higher, but I don't recommend that. It gets a little dangerous when you get it very high. This is the support. This is just for 20 degrees. I have two supports like this. I couldn't accommodate the full range. So this one is the small support. Notice I have little notches on either side. This makes it easier to pick up. Okay. So if you want to go to the very end, this is just about a pitch of about 20 degrees. Okay, that's pretty solid. It's a triangular support, a hinge on either side, and then you have one support in the center. Okay, so that's 20 degrees. Now, suppose you want to elevate this 50 degrees or other measurements, other pitches. We can do that also. You don't believe me, do you? Okay. Let's see. So you can do, you want to elevate it like 50 degrees, look like that. I decided not to make the elevations go any higher than that because I think it gets a little dangerous. I think that's about all you really need. And all these elevations are marked right on the test fixture itself, 50 degrees, 40 degrees, 35 degrees, and so on. So that should give you a pretty good range. Let's lower our platform down. Now, this is fairly light without collectors in place. But once the collectors and the PV panel are in place, it starts getting a little heavy. So it's really best to have three people make a person on either side and one person in the center to put this support in place. Okay, and you'll notice there's two sides to the support. I'm sure you'll figure it out. It's not rocket science, you know. Okay, very good. Also, you can leave it stick out a little. See, that'll make it easier to pick up. I'm sure there's a lot of things you can figure out by yourself. Okay,